Hey everyone, and happy Tuesday. It's my favorite day of the week. It's Mortgage Tip Tuesday with It's Your Favorite Loan Officer. Hashtag who? It's JLoan. That's right. Happy Tuesday. I wasn't here last week because my family and I took a vacation, and it was the first time, oh my God, that I decided I just needed a break. I needed a break. I love you all, but I needed this break, and my family needed, for once, all of my attention. And through it, it made me realize that at the end of the day, no matter whether I love my job or I love what I do, I love all these things, if we don't take care of ourselves, at some point it's gonna break. And I just encourage you to please make sure that you take some time for you before you get to that point, okay? But we're back, and I just wanted to give you a tip this week, and then we'll go on, and then we'll be back on our regular schedule, okay? So first and foremost, I didn't really see much significant about today's day, but tomorrow is National Watermelon Day, and if you know me, I love some good, juicy, sweet watermelon. And so I will definitely be looking out for that. And then one of my favorite quarterback's birthday tomorrow, and that's Tom Brady. And a lot of people don't like him, and I don't care. He's great and he's awesome, and I love him. And I wanted to share a quote that he stated, and I'll tell you how it relates to the business. So he said, to me, football is so much about mental toughness. It's digging deep. It's doing whatever you need to do to help a team win. And that comes in a lot of shapes and forms. And how I relate this to myself is that there is not one single borrower that has the same story as someone else. And it's very important who you do business with, to make sure that whether your scenario is as clean as possible, or we got to jump through hoops to help you, that person is willing to put in the same amount of time with you as they are with anyone else, because no one story is the same. No one's financial situation is the same. No one's understanding is the same. And I believe that everyone needs a little hand holding, which brings me to my topic today. I watched a video that was posted, and in this video, rapper Jay-Z talked about having information at your fingertips. And we live in a world where you do have information at your fingertips everywhere. It's on your phone, it's on your computer, it's on your iPads. It's there. If you want the information is there. But he stated, information without understanding is nothing. And one thing about the mortgage process, it is a very complex process, that can be complex, but it also is a process in which, if you don't truly try to understand the documents and what you're being sold, you could be a person that becomes unhappy or realizes later that I guess you were done wrong. I don't know the proper way to say that. And what frustrates me more than anything in this business is when I lose a borrower, and I lose a borrower to bad information. Because a lot of the times you as the borrower had the information at your fingertips. And I'm not saying you always have to use me, or I have the best rates, or whatever it may be. Whoever you are using, you cannot just believe words, because the paperwork is in front of you that is telling you what you are getting. And so because of this, I want to talk about just two things of information that I think is very important for you to understand. And one is rates. If you look around and everyone, let's just say, is offering a 6.5% interest rate, let's just say that's what they're offering. And then all of a sudden you get a quote at 4.5. Naturally, you should say, why? How am I getting 4.5, but everyone else is offering me 6.5? You need to be able to understand and read your loan estimate once that loan is locked, to see, is there fees associated with how I'm getting this interest rate, because it's very rare that you would get a rate that much better than anyone else with no fees. It's there. It's right in front of you. And whether you want to share that information with someone like me, who understands and can show it to you, because I'm one that will say, hey, let me see it. If it looks great, I'm going to tell you, you got a great deal. You might want to stay there, right? But I'm also going to show you if there's fees associated with that. And I did a video on how to thoroughly review your loan estimate. And if you don't know how to review that, you should look at that video to make sure there are no fees on there that you just don't understand. So that's one. Number two, there's grant programs in every state, but I'm specifically going to talk about the state of Texas. And what I have heard is that, well, I was told that I could just refinance this when rates drop. And that sentence really bothers me, because when I dig deep into, well, what type of grant are you getting? And is it FHA, which has restrictions on when you can refinance? And then there's never a guarantee that you can refinance, because financially, appraised value, because remember, your home is appraised today. And there's no telling what your home will appraise for later. There's no telling whether you will still have your job later. There's no telling that you'll have the same credit score later. So no one can guarantee that you'll refinance, but if you do stay in your home long enough and your situation does not change financially or credit-wise, yes, you should be able to refinance, but that's not a guarantee. So back to the grant part of it, when I did a little bit of research, that grant they had a 3-year forgivable grant, okay? Which means that if you decide to sell or refinance, you must pay back that grant. Now, whether you roll it into the loan or you pay it out of pocket, you owe that money back. And if they're not telling you that, then it's important for you to know that. And again, that information is public information. This is information that is posted on there. When you make the biggest financial decision that most of you should take, you cannot make short-term decisions for a long-term investment. That's the best way that I can put it. You have to be very inquisitive. You should want to have answers to your questions. You should be able to ask any question that you want and that be answered in the proper way. And those questions are, am I paying points? Is there a prepayment penalty? If I want to refinance, is there any fees? Is there anything that can happen? And again, a lot of times borrowers come to me and say, oh, they said I can just refinance. Well, that's great. But do you know that refinancing comes with another set of closing costs and fees? And yes, sometimes your interest rate can cover those fees, but not always. You may increase your loan amount. You may not want to pay fees. So keep in mind that it's not as, it's not the cherry on the ice cream all the time. And I just really want to inform you to really do your research. This isn't about people. This is about you. This is your payment, your mortgage, your home. And I'm not saying don't trust who it is. I'm saying make sure that you understand your documents, you understand your loan options, you understand your closing costs, you understand your fees, because if you don't, you may end up upset, frustrated, and you'll remember that experience. And that's not what you want to remember when you buy a home. So if I can help you in any way, shape, or form, please just reach out to me. But most importantly, again, information without understanding is nothing. That's not my quote. I watched Jay-Z, so again, I'm giving credit to him. I thought it was super, super important. And I hope that I'm happy to be back, and I'm hoping that you have a great rest of your week. Until next week, I want you to be happy, I want you to be blessed, and of course, I want you to stay safe. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.